Hello everyone. In the last class we were studying about the parts of a cell. A cell has three major parts: cell membrane or plasma membrane, a cytoplasm and its contents, and the third one is nucleus. Plasma membrane is the outer living boundary of a cell. Its main function is to selectively control the entry and exit of substances into the cell. Cytoplasm is the jelly-like fluid present in between the cell membrane and the nuclear membrane, and inside the cytoplasm there are contents of the cell, and those contents are known as cell organelles. So in today's class we will deal with the cell organelles. Cell organelles. So let us define cell organelles. The specialized living parts of a cell are known as cell organelles. Okay, these are the living parts of a cell, special living parts of a cell. There are various cell organelles. There are various cell organelles. Let us study about these cell organelles one by one. So the first cell organelle that we'll be studying about is the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, endoplasmic reticulum. The short form of endoplasmic reticulum is ER. Now, endoplasmic reticulum is a large network of membranous sheets and tubes. Okay, large network of membranous sheets and tubes भनेको चाहिँ के हो भन्दा चाहिँ यो चाहिँ it is made up of sheets and tubes, and these sheets and tubes are membrane bound. This is the picture of endoplasmic reticulum. Now these are the sheets. These are the tubes. Okay, so it is made up of tubes and it is made up of sheets. All right. Now endoplasmic reticulum is filled with a fluid. Fluid is something that can flow. Okay, so it is filled with a fluid which carries materials throughout the cell. So यो fluid ले के गर्छ? Cell भित्र materialsहरु बोक्छ and is also called the transport system of the cell. So since it is carrying materials within the cell, that is called the transport system of the cell. हाम्रो body ma, which is the transport system, which substance or which carries materials inside our cell? The blood and the lymph. So similarly, inside the cell, inside the endoplasmic reticulum, there is a fluid that carries materials inside the cell, and so it is known as the transport system of the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum is present in eukaryotic cells. Okay, present in eukaryotic cells except सबै eukaryotic cells मा हुन्छ, except केमा हुँदैन भन्दा चाहिँ except matured RBCs. RBC stands for red blood cells, red blood corpuscles. Okay, matured RBCs of mammals, but absent in prokaryotic cells. So endoplasmic reticulum चाहिँ prokaryotic cells मा हुँदैन, absent हुन्छ, अनि eukaryotic cells मा चाहिँ हुन्छ. तर eukaryotic cells मा पनि केमा हुँदैन रहेछ? Matured RBCs of mammals. Mammals भनेको हामी human beings पनि mammals मा आउँछ. Okay, cows, goats, monkeys, okay, seals, bears, whatever we see, elephants, all these belong to mammals. So हाम्रो matured RBCs मा चाहिँ endoplasmic reticulum हुँदैन. So here दुईटा word आयो, एउटा चाहिँ eukaryotic cells, अर्को चाहिँ prokaryotic cells. So eukaryotic cells मा चाहिँ present हुन्छ, prokaryotic cells मा चाहिँ present हुँदैन. We've already studied about eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells in our previous classes. I will just discuss here briefly what are the differences between eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. You are probably familiar with it, but still let us revise what are prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Okay. So prokaryotic cells भनेको चाहिँ these are primitive cells. Primitive means they have appeared first on earth. Okay, so prokaryotic cells say कस्तो cells अरे भन्दा चाहिँ these are primitive cells. Okay, so prokaryotic cells, I'll just be dealing with the basic differences. I will not go into detail because it is not possible in this class. Okay, so prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells appeared first on earth. पहिला आको अर्थमा, that is they are primitive. Okay, it is primitive. They are primitive, more primitive forms. Okay, whereas eukaryotic cells are more advanced forms, alikati complex forms than prokaryotic cells. Advanced forms, more advanced forms. Okay, this is the first difference. Second important difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells is prokaryotic cells is enclosed by a single membrane. Prokaryotic cells say बाहिरपट्टि कभर गर्दा single membrane ले cover गरेको हुन्छ. That single membrane is the plasma membrane. So suppose this is your prokaryotic cell, right? So it is enclosed by this single membrane. This membrane is known as the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. Okay, whereas in case of prokaryotic cells, these are enclosed by double membrane. Duita membrane huncha. Okay, double membrane. What are these membranes? First is plasma membrane or the cell membrane, and the second membrane is the nuclear membrane. Okay, double membrane ले cover गरेको हुन्छ. So eukaryotic cell को नक्सा चाहिँ यस्तो हुन्छ. This is the outer membrane, this is the cell membrane, and यो भित्र पनि अझै एउटा membrane हुन्छ that covers the nucleus, and that is known as the nuclear membrane. Okay, so हेर्नुभयो. So yahanira prokaryotic मा only single membrane is present, whereas in case of eukaryotic cells it is enclosed by double membrane. This is the very important difference between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Okay, now the third difference is that prokaryotic cells ma certain cell organelles like mitochondria. Okay, mitochondria, we'll study about all these cell organelles. Mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum. We are discussing about endoplasmic reticulum right now. Endoplasmic reticulum, lysosome, Golgi complex, plastids, all these are absent. Golgi complex, plastids are absent. Okay, यो सबै absent huncha in prokaryotic cells, but all these cell organelles are present in eukaryotic cells. Cell organelles are present in eukaryotic cells. Okay, so these are the major differences between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Okay, I hope you understood it. सो हामीले के पढ्दै थियौ एन्डोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम पढ्दै थियौ र हामीले भन्दै थियौ एन्डोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम चाहिँ प्रोक्यारियोटिक सेल्समा हुँदैन, एब्सेन्ट हुन्छ. It is present in eukaryotic cells, but in eukaryotic cells also matured RBC of mammals मा चाहिँ endoplasmic reticulum हुँदैन. Okay, now let us come back to endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum is of two types. दुई प्रकारको हुन्छ endoplasmic reticulum. The first one is known as rough endoplasmic reticulum and the second one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. I'll write it in short form. Endoplasmic reticulum is of two types. Two types. The first one is known as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Please remember the spelling of this cell organelles. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Short form is RER. Okay. And the next one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Here is a picture of endoplasmic reticulum. The blue one is rough endoplasmic reticulum. The orange one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Do you see any difference between these two? Rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Do you see any difference? Yes, there is a difference. If you look at the surface of rough endoplasmic reticulum, sana dana attached to the surface of rough endoplasmic reticulum. So these are the ribosomes. Okay, so on the surface of rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes are attached, whereas in case of smooth endoplasmic reticulum, there are no ribosomes. Smooth bhaneko chillo ho ni ta. So यहाँ ribosomes छैन, so these are smooth. Whereas in case of rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes are attached, so these are rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so in rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes are attached to the surface, attached to its surface. So since ribosomes are attached to the surface, it assists in protein and enzymes synthesis. Okay, enzymes synthesis. So यसले चाहिँ केमा हेल्प गर्दै रहेछ भन्दा चाहिँ प्रोटिन बनाउनुमा हेल्प गर्छ. Okay, protein र enzymes बनाउनुमा हेल्प गर्छ. Next one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. I'll write the short form. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So here there is without ribosomes attached to his surface. भनेको यहाँ यिनीहरुको surface मा चाहिँ ribosomes हुँदैन. Okay, ribosomes attached भएको हुँदैन. So what does it do? It and is meant for secreting lipids. Okay, that's it. Lipids bhaneko fats. It is meant for secreting lipids. Alright, so these are the two types of endoplasmic reticulum. Now let us study about the functions of endoplasmic reticulum. के काम गर्दै रहेछ त हाम्रो सेल भित्र यसले. Okay, so let us study about the functions of endoplasmic reticulum. Right? Functions, okay, of endoplasmic reticulum. So the first function is that it provides mechanical support to the cell. Provides mechanical support to the cells. Second function, it forms the intracellular transport system. What is intracellular transport system? Intra means within the cell. Okay, हामीले पढेको थियौ endoplasmic reticulum is filled with a fluid which carries materials within the cell. Therefore, it forms the intracellular transport system of the cell. Okay, third function, it forms new nuclear membrane after every cell division. Okay, so यसले के बनाउँदै रहेछ न्यू न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन. व्हेन अ सेल डिवाइड्स, सेल डिवाइड हुनु भनेको सेलको नम्बर बढ्नु, एउटा सेल डिवाइड भएर दुईटा बनिन्छ. सो व्हेन अ सेल डिवाइड्स द न्यूक्लियस अल्सो डिवाइड्स. अन्त न्यूक्लियस डिवाइड भएपछि इट हैज टु बी कभर्ड बाय द न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन एन्ड दैट न्यू न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन इज फर्मड बाय endoplasmic reticulum. The fourth function of endoplasmic reticulum is that smooth endoplasmic reticulum helps in the synthesis of, we've already discussed this, helps in the synthesis of lipids. Okay, and fifth function is that rough endoplasmic reticulum, since it has ribosomes attached to its surface, it helps in the synthesis and transport of proteins. Okay, synthesis बनाउँछ पनि proteins अनि त्यसलाई transport पनि गर्छ, एक ठाउँदेखि अर्को ठाउँ लान्छ पनि, किनभने उसको भित्र फ्लुइड हुन्छ त्यसले नै ट्रान्सपोर्ट गराउँछ. Okay, this is all about endoplasmic reticulum. Now let us talk about another cell organelle that is found inside the cell. त्यसलाई चाहिँ भनिन्छ हामी Golgi complex. Okay, it is also known as Golgi body or it is also known as Golgi apparatus also. Okay, Golgi complex पनि भनिन्छ, Golgi body पनि भनिन्छ and Golgi apparatus पनि भनिन्छ. Okay. Now it was first discovered by Nobel laureate Camillo Golgi. Okay, Camillo Golgi in the year 1898 while examining the nerve cells in barn owl. Okay, so Golgi, नामै त Golgi complex. So after the scientist who discovered Golgi body. Okay, कसले डिस्कभर गर्नु भएको रहेछ? His name is Camillo Golgi. Nobel laureate भनेको चाहिँ उहाँले नोबेल प्राइज पनि थाप्नु भएको. Okay, नोबेल प्राइज चाहिँ अर्कै चीजको लागि पाउनु भएको. In the year 1906 he got Nobel Prize in 1906 for his structure in nervous system. Okay, तर उहाँले के रे उयो पनि Golgi complex पनि डिस्कभर गर्नु भएको in the year 1898 when he was observing the nerve cells in owl. Okay, उल्लुमा चाहिँ जब उहाँले nerve cells उल्लुको स्टडी गर्नुहुँदै थियो त्यति बेला he discovered this Golgi complex. Okay, now Golgi complex, it is again absent in prokaryotic cells but present in eukaryotic cells. Golgi चाहिँ eukaryotic cells मा चाहिँ हुन्छ. Okay, because eukaryotic cells are more advanced cells, so they have Golgi complex. Okay, and next thing is it is a membranous structure which originates from smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Membranous भनेको चाहिँ membrane ले bound गरेको ल, membrane ले वरिपरि छोपिएको bound गरेको. So membranous structure which originates from smooth endoplasmic reticulum. कहाँबाट originate हुँदै रहेछ, कहाँबाट बनिँदै रहेछ? Smooth endoplasmic reticulum बाट बनिन्छ. And it is made up of flattened, okay, flattened stacked pouches called, this flattened stacked pouches in Golgi complex are known as cisternae. Please, you important words. Oh, these are keywords. Please remember the spelling of these keywords. Okay, so these are made up of flattened stacked pouches. These are called cisternae. So here I have a picture of Golgi apparatus. This is what a Golgi looks like. तपाईले हेर्नुभयो भने these are the pouches. यो चाहिँ pouches हो. Pouches भनेको के क्यारी गर्ने झोला जस्तो है, pouches हो. But these pouches are flattened. चिप्टेको छ कि छैन? Flattened and stacked over one another. Stacked भनेको थाकै थाक राखिएको छ. Okay, so this is how the Golgi apparatus looks like. It is made up of membrane. These membranes have flattened, stacked pouches, and those stacked pouches are called cisternae. त्यसलाई चाहिँ भनिन्छ cisternae. All right. Now, besides cisternae, okay, cisternae बाहेक पनि there are vacuoles. Okay, vacuoles and small vesicles. Okay. So Golgi complex, it bears vacuoles and vesicles. Okay, it bears vacuoles and vesicles. So these are the vacuoles. These are the vacuoles and the vesicles that are present in the Golgi complex. Okay, and in plant cells, Golgi complex or Golgi bodies occur as plant cell occur as freely freely distributed subunits, and that is called dictyosomes. के भन्छ रे? Dictyosomes. Okay, these are called dictyosomes. Alright, so this is all about Golgi complex. Now let us study the function. यसको काम चाहिँ के रहेछ त? Okay, we saw the diagram also. नक्सा पनि देख्नु. अब यसले चाहिँ हाम्रो सेलमा eukaryotic organisms or eukaryotes को बडीमा यसको के काम रहेछ भन्दा चाहिँ first function of Golgi complex. Function of Golgi complex. Okay. So first function, it is primarily associated. It is primarily associated with the secretory activities of the cell. It is primarily associated with the secretory activities of the cell. जति पनि secretion को काम छ, केही बनाउनु छ भने यो चाहिँ कसले गर्छ? Golgi complex ले गर्छ. Number 2, it is involved in the synthesis of cell wall बनाउनुमा. Okay, cell wall, plasma membrane बनाउनु, plasma membrane and lysosomes. Okay, so यसले के बनाउँदो रहेछ? Cell wall, plasma membrane and lysosomes. Okay, and the third function, dictyosomes, that is present in plants. Dictyosomes in plant cells, okay, यो चाहिँ plant cells मा मात्रै हुन्छ, serve as temporary storage place for proteins and other synthesized products. Okay, and other synthesized products. So these are the functions of Golgi complex. Now let us study about another cell organelle that is present inside the cell, and that is known as ribosomes. Okay, ribosomes को विषयमा पढौं. organelle that is present inside the cell is ribosomes. Now, ribosomes are the smallest cell organelle. Smallest cell organelle. Okay, these are the smallest cell organelle which can be seen only under an electron microscope. Your simple microscope, compound microscope ma dekhindaina. Electron microscope is a very powerful microscope, so it can be seen only under electron microscope. Okay, which can be seen only under electron microscope. So सबसे smallest cell organelle is ribosomes. Okay, these are present in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Present in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Okay, eukaryotic cells ma present huncha. Next thing, it is dense, it is round bodies. Dense bhaneko paklo huncha, round डल्लो डल्लो खालके bodies huncha. These are small in size and which remain freely in the cytoplasm. कि त यिनीहरु साइटोप्लाज्ममा freely occur गर्छ, which occur freely in the cytoplasm, or it can be attached to the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. So ribosomes कि त freely पनि exist गर्नु सक्छ in the cytoplasm, or it can be attached to the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. So when it is attached to the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, it is known as the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, abo ribosomes ko let us study the function. What is the function of ribosome? Function ribosomes help in the process of protein synthesis. Okay, protein synthesis ma help in the process of protein synthesis. So they are known as the protein factories of the cell. Protein यहाँ बनिन्छ, so त्यही कारणले यसलाई चाहिँ protein factories of the cell भनिन्छ. So यस्तोहरु चाहिँ one word को question मा आउन सक्छ, which organelle is known as the protein factory of the cell, or which is the smallest cell organelle. Okay, so त्यतिबेला you have to answer. So this is all about ribosomes. Now let us move on to the fourth cell organelle, that is the mitochondria. Okay, mitochondria. Fourth cell organelle, mitochondria. The word mitochondria is derived from Greek word mitos, meaning thread, okay, and chondrion, meaning granule. Okay, now mitochondria were first observed by Colliker. Okay, were first seen by Colliker, name of the scientist Colliker, okay, in 1880. Okay, but it was Benda is another scientist who, in 1898 gave the name माइटोकन्ड्रिया सो डिस्कभर चाहिँ कलिकरले गर्नु भएको तर नाम चाहिँ कसले दिनु भएको रहेछ भन्दा चाहिँ बेन्डाले दिनु भएको इन 1898 okay now it is present in eukaryotic cells अरु सेल organelle जस्तो it is present in eukaryotic cells except matured RBCs of mammals and absent in prokaryotic cells. So prokaryotic cells ma chai yo absent huncha. Okay. Now it exists in variable shape and size. When it is observed, okay, it exists in variable shape and size भनेको थुप्रै हुन्छ माइटोकन्ड्रिया सेल भित्र कसै ठुलो कसै सानो शेप साइज अलिकति डिफरेंट हुन सक्छ okay and when it is observed under compound microscope it appears like minute rods compound microscope मा हेर्यो भने चाहिँ सानो सानो रड जस्तो देखिन्छ but when it is observed under more powerful microscope that is electron microscope it appears as a sausage okay now each mitochondrion singular चाहिँ mitochondrion plural चाहिँ mitochondria okay एउटा छ भने mitochondrion एउटा भन्दा बेसी छ भने mitochondria okay now each mitochondrion is enclosed by a double membrane of lipoprotein okay अब mitochondria चाहिँ सबै प्राय जस्तो सबै cell organelle it is enclosed by a single membrane but mitochondria is enclosed by double membrane this is what mitochondria looks like तपाईले हेर्नु भयो भने यहाँ बाहिर ब्राउन कलरको छ आउटर मेम्ब्रेन हो क्रीम कलरको यस्तो फोल्ड भएको चाहिँ that is the inner membrane okay so inner membrane यहाँ लेखेको छ inner membrane and outer membrane this is the inner membrane and this is the outer membrane so mitochondria is made up of two membranes it is enclosed by double membrane okay the outer membrane is smooth and porous okay outer membrane चाहिँ चिल्लो छ अनि porous छ inner membrane forms irregular series of folds okay series of folds called cristae यसलाई चाहिँ cristae भनिन्छ what is the function of cristae increase the surface area for ATP generating chemical reactions okay cristae huncha and the inner part is filled with a fluid that fluid or the substance that is known as matrix okay inner cavity भित्रको cavity is filled with substance okay that substance is gel जस्तो हुन्छ called matrix okay that is known as matrix 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 so if you observe है तपाईले यो mitochondria if you look at the structure of mitochondria तपाईले हेर्नुभयो this brown color is the outer membrane the cream color is the inner membrane folds it forms irregular folds that irregular folds is known as cristae okay अनि भित्र तपाईले देख्नु हुँदैछ cristae भित्र चाहिँ क्याभिटी छ होल छ र त्यो क्याभिटी भित्र चाहिँ ब्लू कलरको फ्लुइड फर्म भएको छ त्यो फ्लुइडलाई चाहिँ म्याट्रिक्स भनिन्छ। नाउ व्हाट डज दिस क्रिस्टी डु? तपाईले हेर्नुभयो भने क्रिस्टीले चाहिँ माइटोकन्ड्रियाको सर्फेस एरिया बढाउँछ। सिन्स माइटोकन्ड्रिया जेनेरेट्स एनर्जी इन द फर्म अफ एटीपी, सो त्यो एटीपी बेसी बढाउनुको लागि चाहिँ जति सर्फेस एरिया बेसी त्यति एटीपी बनिन्छ। सो एटीपी बेसी जेनेरेट गर्नुको लागि क्रिस्टी इज प्रेजेन्ट इनसाइड द inner membrane of mitochondria. Okay, now let us study about the function. यसको काम के रहेछ त mitochondria को भन्दाखेरि, as I told you earlier, यहाँनिर ATP बनिन्छ. So it is the site for ATP generation. Okay, it is the site for ATP generation. अनि ATP कहिले बनिन्छ? जब रेस्पिरेसन हुन्छ। एटीपी मीन्स एनर्जी। सो एनर्जी कति बेला रिलीज हुन्छ? जब रेस्पिरेसन हुन्छ। ओके, सो लेट अस स्टडी अबाउट द फंक्शन अफ माइटोकन्ड्रिया। ओके, फंक्शनमा फर्स्टमा इट इज द साइट फर सेल्युलर रेस्पिरेसन। सेल्युलर रेस्पिरेसन हुन्छ यहाँ। Cellular respiration, energy in the form of ATP. The full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Okay, so ATP energy के को रूपमा बनिँदो रहेछ भन्दा चाहिँ ATP को रूपमा बनिन्छ। These are the energy currencies of the cell. So energy in the form of ATP is generated. So since energy बनिँदैछ यहाँनिर, therefore mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria is known as the के भन्छ रे सेललाई? Powerhouse of the cell. जहाँनिर power बनिन्छ। Powerhouse of the cell. Okay, next function, mitochondria has its own ribosomes. आफ्नै ribosomes हुन्छ। And DNA, again DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, so that is deoxyribonucleic acid, so DNA. So since it has its own ribosomes and DNA, so it can synthesize its own proteins. It can synthesize its own proteins and are self-duplicating units. Self-duplicating units. Okay, so के भन्दैछ यहाँ? माइटोकन्ड्रियामा उसको आफ्नै राइबोसोम्स छ, आफ्नै डिएनए छ। राइबोसोम्स भएको कारणले गर्दा राइबोसोम्सको फंक्सनै प्रोटिन सिन्थेसाइज गर्नु। सो इट क्यान सिन्थेसाइज इट्स ओन प्रोटिन। र डिएनए को काम के हो? यसले चाहिँ डुप्लिकेट बनाउँछ, आफ्नै कपी बनाउँछ। सो डिएनए आफ्नै डिएनए भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ दिस क्यान डुप्लिकेट इट्सेल्फ। माइटोकन्ड्रिया क्यान डुप्लिकेट इट्सेल्फ एन्ड इट क्यान फर्म मेनी माइटोकन्ड्रियाज। ओके, so these are self-duplicating units. Okay, and third is they may store and release calcium when required. So क्याल्सियम स्टोर पनि गर्न सक्छ अनि जब चाहिन्छ त्यति बेला उले रिलीज पनि गर्दिन्छ माइटोकन्ड्रियाले। ओके, नाउ लेट अस मूव अन टु द नेक्स्ट सेल organelle, that is the lysosomes. Okay, lysosomes. The fifth is known as lysosomes. Again, Lysosome is derived from two Greek words. Lysis meaning digestive and soma meaning bodies. Okay, soma meaning body. So lysosome. Now what does lysosomes do? What are lysosomes? These are dark dark spherical golo. Okay, spherical. These are dark spherical single membrane bound sacs. Okay, यिनीहरू डार्क हुन्छ, स्फेरिकल हुन्छ र सिंगल मेम्ब्रेनले उयो हुन्छ. माइटोकन्ड्रिया चाहिँ डबल मेम्ब्रेनले कभर गरेको हुन्छ. लाइसोसोम चाहिँ सिंगल मेम्ब्रेन बाउन्ड sacs which contain several digestive enzymes. Okay, so this sacs ma chai there are various digestive enzymes inside it. So it is formed by Golgi complex. के बाट बन्नेको यो Golgi complex बाट बन्नेको. Golgi complex has originated from smooth endoplasmic reticulum, whereas lysosomes originates from or it is formed by Golgi complex. Okay, it is found in the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells ma huncha, mostly in animal cells. Okay, mostly in animal cells ma. Prokaryotic cells ma chai hundaina. It is found in the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells, and more than 40 enzymes are present. More than 40 enzymes. More than 40 enzymes are present in lysosome. Are present in lysosomes. Okay, are present in lysosomes. अब कहाँबाट आयो त यो 40 वटा enzymes lysosome मा भन्दा चाहिँ these enzymes are synthesized by rough endoplasmic reticulum. अघि हामीले rough endoplasmic reticulum को function पढ्दाखेरि it is involved in the synthesis of proteins and enzymes भनेको थियो नि त. Okay, so enzymes चाहिँ lysosomes मा भएको enzymes चाहिँ कसले बनाउँदै रहेछ? rough endoplasmic reticulum. अब त्यो चाहिँ के रे lysosome मा कसरी आयो भन्दा चाहिँ it is brought into the lysosomes through the Golgi complex. Okay, so these are synthesized by rough endoplasmic reticulum, which are brought to the lysosome through Golgi complex. Okay, now what is the function of these enzymes? These enzymes are capable of breaking down. These enzymes are capable of breaking down almost all organic substances. यति साह्रो पावरफुल हुन्छ यो enzymes चाहिँ. It can break down almost all the organic substances that is present within a cell. Okay, so this is all about lysosome. Now let us study the function. यसको काम के रहेछ त? lysosome ले के गर्दो रहेछ त? यसको विषयमा पढौं. Function of lysosome. Number 1, it is involved in intracellular, involved in intracellular digestion, involved in intracellular digestion. Since it has enzymes ko kaam hai ho digest garnu, so within the cell whatever is present it can digest. Okay. Number 2, during starvation भनेको खाना नपाउँदा. Okay, during starvation the lysosomal enzymes can break down the cell organelles. This process is known as autophagy. This is autophagy. Autophagy. So के हुन्छ, स्टार्भ गर्दाखेरि जब एउटा सेल स्टार्भ गर्छ खाना नपाउँदाखेरि चाहिँ लाइसोसोमको एन्जाइम्सले आफ्नै सेल अर्गानेललाई अब डाइजेस्ट गर्न थाल्छ. त्यो प्रोसेसलाई चाहिँ अटोफेजी भनिन्छ. अर्को, when a cell is destined to die, right? When a cell is destined to die भनेको चाहिँ ओल्ड एज भयो भने के हुनु पर्यो, त्यो सेल अब मर्नु पर्यो नि त, नयाँ सेल जेनेरेट हुनु पर्यो. या त when the cell is diseased, त्यति बेला the lysosomal enzymes can digest the whole cell. Okay, digest the whole cell. त्यो डल्लै सेललाई डाइजेस्ट गर्न सक्छ. This is known as autolysis. This is known as autolysis. अब यो प्रोसेसलाई चाहिँ के भनिन्छ, autolysis भनिन्छ. सो एउटा डल्लै सेल पनि उले खानु सक्छ नि त त्यो लाइसोसोमको एन्जाइम्सले. Thus lysosomes are known as the suicide bags of the cell. Suicide bags of the cell. So lysosomes लाई चाहिँ suicide bags of the cell पनि भनिन्छ, किनभने यसले एउटा डल्लै सेललाई पनि डाइजेस्ट गर्न सक्छ. फोर्थमा, it destroys worn out cell organelles. So अगर कुनै पनि सेल अर्गानेल के अरे एज भयो, इन्जर भयो, त्यसलाई रिमुभ गर्नु छ, डिस्ट्रोय गर्नु छ भने लाइसोसोम्सले डिस्ट्रोय गर्छ. र फिफ्थ फंक्शन, it destroys foreign substances. So what are foreign substances? Such as bacteria and viruses. Okay, bacteria and viruses. How do they destroy the foreign substances? By engulfing them. So they destroy the foreign substances such as bacteria and viruses by engulfing them, entering into the cell. The foreign substances that are entering into the cell can cause diseases that can harm the cell. So before it can harm the cell, the lysosomes engulfs those foreign substances and protects the cell from those foreign substances. Okay, so today we'll end up here. Tomorrow we still have one more cell organelle to study, that is plastids, and then we'll study the next part of the cell.